Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and today I'll be talking about the debt ceiling. Okay, we've heard this fight before many times in the past few years. Republicans in Congress make noise about not raising the debt ceiling and possibly shutting down the government if Obama does not make some concessions. I mean, we've seen this before from several times because whenever they raise the debt ceiling, it's only incrementally for a small amount of time. Unfortunately, we are coming up on another one of these fights. On Monday, Boehner said the following at a fundraiser for Mike Simpson. "I've made it clear that we are not going to increase the debt limit without cuts and reforms that are greater than the increase in the debt limit." Now, this forebodes another fight over whether or not the United States government shuts down next month. Look, this is just tiring, and it's indicative of the fact that the Republicans have no understanding of what the debt ceiling actually is. The debt ceiling is not additional spending. It's an arcane and redundant vote over whether or not we are actually going to pay for what we've already bought. Not raising the debt ceiling in order to cut funding. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering a bunch of food and some good alcohol, eating it and generally having a good time. Only when the check comes, you have a big fight over whether or not to pay for it. We've already bought the stuff. In fact, the Congress has already signed off on buying the stuff. And arguing over whether or not we're paying for it is, put plainly, it puts us into the status of a debtor or a deadbeat nation. It's not an argument we should be having. Yes, President Obama and some Democrats have voted against the debt ceiling, but it has never been in an organized manner which would make it so it actually fails to pass. It's a protest vote, nothing more. No responsible politician intentionally tries to force the United States into a default. Such a situation would end multiple payments to federal employees and beneficiaries, meaning Social Security and Medicare might have to be, well, at least furloughed for a while. Federal workers would certainly experience a furlough as they wouldn't be able to get paid. And we would have to triage programs so that the more vital could remain, but everything else would have to just be locked off. This is not a debate we should be having in our country. And trying to stop the debt ceiling from being increased is hostage-taking. The Republicans, or whoever tries to stop the debt ceiling from being increased. If the Democrats do this in the future, I'll say the same thing about them. Anyone who's trying to stop the debt ceiling from being raised and turning the United States into a deadbeat nation in order to compel some concessions they're putting a gun to the American people's head and daring the other side not to do what they ask. They should not be treated as a legitimate party, and every American should vote them out of office. You can vote in people of the same party. Just don't vote in anyone who's that irresponsible with our economy. Now, unfortunately, we're in a very fragile situation right now because we're in the middle of a tepid at best recovery, and any shock to the system could throw us back into recession. This means that Obama may have to deal, but it also means that it's more necessary for us to punish these politicians in the future. Vote them out.